My hello and welcome everyone. Normally I don't intertwine with videos in a streamable series, but here we are. We're gonna continue our adventure where we left off last stream. And our last stream was a bit of a building hassle. Now on the official Discord, the English one person found the solution to the roofs, which I'm going to try to address and see if it actually works or not. Um, because the building, I mean, it feels good enough. It's very in depth, but some of it can be a bit more explained, into my opinion. So, um, part of this is going to be trying to get a tutorial for you. If not, you maybe can get some other stuff out of it, right? So we have made this so far. Now, if I go into building, which is C on the keyboard, um, like you can hover around with WASD, um, zoom in and out with the scrolling wheel here. At the bottom, you see various icons if you hover over them. The far right one says layout. The one next to that, so the second last one, is showing you building. If you click that, you get all these fancy options here. Now, if you want to see all of the options all at once, there's currently a bug in the game where if you are at the far end here and you extend it, some parts get lost, so you don't actually see what they are. But if you close it back down again, so you collapse it, and then you slide it all the way to the left, and then enlarge it, you can see everything normal. Um, it's a step that I hope that someone will put in the Discord as well. Um, but yeah. Anyways, now that we figured out the roof, we can dismantle these bits and bobs. Also, if you click on any highlighted object that's builded, by the way, make sure that only your stuff is collected. You can go to any open space and click and drag a box. So if you click and drag, that's selecting items. Make sure that you select nothing, dragging an empty box over a space where there's no building pieces. Um, that guarantees that you're not going to delete any parts of your already existing builds, right? So now for the roof, we want to select this part, and then you get a few options. You get the option to just grab it, so pick it up and place it down somewhere else. If we select another piece here, this one is to copy it, so you have it right in your hand, and you can place it down wherever you want. Um, if you cancel it, it's just gonna cancel out the approval, but it actually is gonna be there, so be careful with that. Access to dismantle, which if you press then on save, it didn't do it. There we go. Must have been me pressing other buttons. But dismantle deletes everything. So I can get rid of a few things and bobs here. And see if this actually will work. You can also press just X on your keyboard and that will get rid of your selected pieces. Um, Now, for the building itself, if you click, say, on this block, you can go into rotate model, which is right click. If you click it once, it will rotate like a quarter and so on. So, well, it has 8 directions that it can point into. So depending on what you're setting down. Right clicking will rotate it. Now, if you go into fine tuning on the piece, it will first off place the piece down, and then you can basically stretch this out. To me, this makes a whole lot more sense because I dip my toes into a bit of 3D modeling. But yeah, holding the red key will slice it over in the direction of the arrow or backwards if you go counter with the arrow. Same with the blue and same with the green. And that's as to how you can make sure that your buildings are within the grid. So you can locate them anywhere within the grid from this. Now, I highly suggest that you don't actually start with building in thin air, so that if you pick up a piece, that you start from where it starts, because it's always going to start flat on the ground, and then maybe rotate it once, and then go from that block. Now, if you place it down for the first time, as you can see here, we get these yellow arrows, right? Now, if you grab any of these yellow arrows, it will extend the piece accordingly with the costs above here. Now, notice that the cost is divided. So the first number is in this case, the stones that I have. So I have 80 stones. The second number means how many stones that is needed to place this down. So if I make it a bit smaller now, you can see now I can place it down. The outline turns green as well. So if I now click save, that's my object that I built. Now again, this is all not set in stone directly. And I think that there's a bug with the game as well, as to where if you shrink it, that it really doesn't give you your stones back correctly. So what I suggest is just to cancel out, click it, dismantle it fully, and just make it accordingly to the size that it should be, and then save it. Now, once placed down, you can still fine tune this. So you can still slide it around, up and down, left and right, back and forth. Up in here, rotate. So this is to get these arrows. Rotating is this arrow. If you click that and then you basically drag along the circle, you can see that it starts rotating, right? So the only thing that you need is basically knowing how to place something down, then how to adjust it, save it, and click on it again, and then you can fine tune it and slide it around into the slots if you want to start your building. Now, once you have a few blocks like I already do here, what I did was started with this small step up. Now, the small step up, I will show you. It's very easy to recreate that yourself. Let me delete these blocks. If you go where it says stairs here, or you just press C to advance within these, you can see that you have stairs, right? Now let's pick another stair, for example. Let's pick this one. I promise you it's the same with every stair. Say that you want like an extra way up here to get there. You can see that it sort of snaps also two pieces. Like this is a snapping point. You see I can move my mouse wiggle it around just a little bit, but the piece itself stays in, that means that it's snapped on. Now, coming away from it, let me show you how to. Actually, I'll take the same stairs because you can see where I'm going with this, right? So I took the stairs and then instead of expanding it that way, instead of shrinking it down, I kept it where it was. And then, I'm sorry, I need to change batteries, which is very unprofessional of me, but I didn't know what my batteries were low on my headset. So just give me a second here. There we go. And then, so you're saying, but yeah, okay, so you can enlarge it and shrink it back to its original size, but you can't shrink it back down. How did you get like the step up of just 2 steps? Well, if you save it and then you click on it, that's something that I did with fine tuning. So fine tuning lets me place this under the ground, and now you can see the magic in front of your eyes. As to where it goes to the same level as this one. Then you just in here click complete, and there you go. That's your step in the ground. Now if you want to slide it around back and forward, like we mentioned before, rotate. It's gonna make you rotate the piece, and that's basically how you can hide some of your objects under the ground to just so a little bit. What else? Now for the roof itself, right? Because it's the same with like every piece that I've built in here was made in the same way. Like you can say, oh yeah, but you have fancy looking wooden walls, and like the platform is also made out of stone. To do that, you go into your building pieces. Now if you're stuck here on these stairs like me, click on load bearing structure, and these options, some of them you can paint. It's depending on what you want to paint. But say for example this cube, right? Let me just place the cube and I'll make it too wide so you can see. Nope, cancel out of it. I just wanted to fine tune and pick it up so that we create a floating block midair. You complete it, and then under here, you have next to where your building is, all the way at the bottom, you have where it says paint. Now, painting is where you get the textures from. So you can see we have normal paint, right? So I can paint this blue, can paint this a bit blue. I can also change it back into red. I can change it into green. I can pick a lighter blue. I can pick a pink, for example, as well. Now, if you want a more different look like these, you have other tabs, once again, at the top of them, where it shows you bricks. Of course, these are going to be your brick layouts, sorry. And if you right click on them, it will change the direction of your bricks. So if I do that, and then I follow the line up here, because if you turn this way, it's gonna look not as uniform. So if you do it like that, it looks more like, okay, that's 1 brick, 2 bricks maybe, and then up in here it makes more sense. It doesn't like give you, like, we don't have the textures to make this fully look like a solid brick, but that's something that we have to deal with. I mean, that's something that the developers chose. I'm pretty sure that there's gonna be more texture packs added to this, to the way that we can make this look more unified. Uh, the textures would make more sense in a way. Because now you can see it makes sense. If we look at it from this angle, this makes sense. If we zoom out again and we go forward, zoom out a bit again, move a bit backwards, this makes sense too. It's just that this side, like from side to side, it makes sense. So looking at it like this makes sense. But then up here, like these connecting textures, it's looking like this is like actually a bit of a slab put on top of the actual layers. So it's not too bad. I mean, it's doable. Um, I can show you with these bricks as well. These bricks are a bit better as to the breaking of their uniform. You can see now it became a whole other thing, and this is what I'm hoping gets addressed in a future texture update or whatnot. Because no matter how you rotate this, um, you can't make the bricks connect. I mean, in a real situation, you wouldn't be able to do it as well, but like maybe get like a connecting, like another special paving brick texture, um, as to where you have a corner piece or something, or something with a border to lay it down on top of it. But that's picky. That's me being picky. So we went over to the bricks. Next step, or if you press C on keyboard, you go into wood grains, and that's where you get your wood patterns. And then basically you can texture the wood as well. Again, um, corner pieces make sense in that direction, not really on top. Again, the point where you have to deal with it. It is what it is, sort of situation. The planks, on the other hand, they are a little bit more forgiving because yet again you have this hard texture here, which makes it that this would be like a very long, well, a very flat piece of wood that's being pressed into this block. So it does make a bit more sense with the wood textures that are the planks. But that's basically how you get like any texture on your stuff, is to just select a color and click it, and it doesn't matter which side, it doesn't matter what's underneath it, it doesn't matter how funky you make it look, like it's still all the same thing that we built, right? I mean, if I can even get aromatics on top, get wallpaper on the bottom here, and going into special, you can get it to remove paint, which will make it back to its default texture. By the way, if you hover over the house, you can see if we delete texture on it, this is like the first house that you get uh, from Grandpa. Um, if you click to remove the textures, which I believe I clicked it in here on accident by the roof. Can I have the same texture back? If you're wondering about that, go into special, click on the pipette here. Then if you click on it, then you can get the same texture for your models. So if you have something that's pre-built and you want it to texture it in the same way. That's how you get the same paint back. So we could make this shed look more like the house by clicking on it, but I'm not going to do that because I just wanted this to be like a shack sort of thing. Um, but yeah, that's doing it into here. So if you copy paint, you can well basically click on the pipette and then get your texture. So you click pipette, you click on the texture you want, and then you hover over an empty space, and then you will get the texture that you copied. Um, this one, the remove paint, as I said, is to remove paint from your um, build pieces. By the way, you can delete something that is painted, so you don't have to like worry that if once you make something and you go back into building, you select it. If you extend it, you can see it will not drag the textures along, but you can also get rid of it and still get your stones back. So little bits and bobs that you have to fiddle around with a bit. Also, there's these roof pieces. Like if you look at this is constructed out of two triangles. Those two triangles are these ones, I believe. So let me try to recreate the same thing up here, which I actually had before. So this is coming a bit more into the roof building now. Um, you can write these angles out as well. So if you drag on the arrows, it will extend the triangle in the, how do you call this line? I don't know. Like in the line that makes up the triangle, right? Because this is just the sharp corner, but on the triangle side, it extends that line. So you would have to go from there. Um, but you get the idea uh, of what I'm trying to do here. You fill in the wall like that. Um, we don't have a tip cap that goes over one block, so that's also something that I would like to see is like just the triangle itself in the way that it is, because I don't think we can really fiddle around with these to make it look like a triangle. Let me try that actually. Let me see if we can fine tune, just rotate it, and it only goes onto the side axis. So if we add another axis to rotate things like in the other direction, like imagine there's another circle sitting on top of this, as to where we then can rotate the angle of the flat line to make it flat with the ground. Maybe that could be a better solution than just giving us triangles, if that's easier to implement that. Now, for tutorial's sake, let's pick this up and let's place it on top of here, and then we'll fine tune. Oh no, fine tune. I'm trying to get sense out of this, but it's impossible because I picked up the wrong triangle. So let's just get rid of that. Let's go back into load bearing. Pick this triangle, one that's pointed down. Let's save it and let's Copy this one over to the other side. Right click to rotate before we place it down. Now, if you place it down on accident, and if you can't place it down at all, because for some reason I'm struggling with this to get it into the right angle. There we go. Now, say that we save this. We can always rotate it ourselves up here. But as you can see, we can break the angles if it's not spot on. So I highly recommend that you just delete what you did there and then try and get the angle in before. Well, the angle of rotation in before you place the actual piece down. It's going to make it a lot more easier to build. There we go. Now, the thing with the roofs, because the roofs are in here and you can say like, oh yeah, but if you click on a roof, it should do the thing, right? But it doesn't do the thing. That's a whole like point where we are at now, that it doesn't do the thing, and this is glitching. It's because those textures are coming over each other because this is extending into an already existing block. So I'm going to fix that before it gets out of hand. They said hover over this. This is the fix, by the way, for the roofing. They said keep track of the name of the roof, right? Okay, so we have the red tile roof, cyan tile roof, and green tile roof. Now I want to build with the red tile roof. Apparently, if you go into the search bar here, and by the way, if you want to make it easier, click in the search bar here and hover over the roofs that you want to build with, and then you get the title here in the middle, which makes it easier to then just type over into here where you were searching for it. So red, wait, yeah, see, just with re is enough. Re is all you need, guys. Just R or roof maybe will do it. Yeah, so if you press on roof, now granted I have this extended. Again, if you only have this and you are at the far edge here and you extend it, you won't be able to get to those. So make sure that you are on the left of the selection. Will be at the left here with this bar. Just drag it to the left if you don't see it, and then extend it, and then you get into this. Now we get all the roof pieces to fiddle around and build with. Are you following me? Did I lose you somewhere? Let me know in the comments down below where you lost me and where you are stuck with it. So it's saying that I have insufficient material. I don't know why, because clearly it says that I have 70 out of 5. I mean, it does it till there. Let me cancel that, delete that. And actually, the developers were nice enough as to where they give us multiple pieces, so we can do a bit fancy with this. Let's say we want to make like an Eve looking thing. Let's see if I can place it on top of this beam here somehow. No. So we start with the corner, which I'm hoping it would slap in. There it goes. It does snap in. Again, same thing. You can extend the triangles. But I'm going to leave it as it is. I'm going to click save on it. We're going to come around. put another one right there. Then we go with this piece. Put it in the gap there to fill that out. I love that it automatically got rid of the other pieces too. That's nice. Because there was a bit of wood texture showing. Uh, Save that. And then... Oh, I'm out of roofs. Why? Because it's only showing the stones on top, but we actually need some roof. So let me um go on exit building, and then we'll make a nice roof together. If you allow me to just come out here and chop some wood, so we can actually build something nice. I was lucky enough to get lots of woods from these trees. Even the bushes are playing nice with me now. There we go. Do I go for a little bit more? Let's go for a little bit more. There we go. Should be enough to complete our roof. Stones I had enough, so I don't need to worry about those. Um, let's go into building again. There we go. Now we need to bring up the roof pieces again. So our just type in roof into the search bar, and you will find your roof pieces here. Now for the part where we actually start building it, right click, and then you can see, oh no, I picked up the wrong slant. So it's this angle of roof piece that I need. And we can extend it all the way to where the corner is going to sit, which was, I believe, this corner. There we go. And then we don't extend this, as we learned. We just place our other corner onto a roof, and then we connect it with the correct slope, just like that. And then I'm gonna place down another one. It can be a bit finicky, so I'm not. There it goes. And then we can lay a bit there. And we can go, and I can actually now move this to the side. Can I not fine tune? It's not letting me, and I think it's because I selected that roof piece with it. If I fine tune, it's not letting me. So I pick it up, and then I move it, and then yeah. Anyway, it's out of the way. That's sometimes finicky in a way that you can not always get to the stuff that you want, but there's workarounds like with the pickup and the fine tuning. Excuse me. Um, the other option that I could have is dismantle it and place on a new one. My case, I'm just good with just moving it out of the way. Now to make this look a bit better, I'm just going to slide it over into that direction. Um, does look a bit funny, doesn't it? Let's make it too white there, and then to go back from this, you just delete what you typed, and then you get your other stuff back again. So I will bring this up so it's visually a bit more clear as to what I'm trying to achieve here. Uh, the beam I might fix. I'm actually going to leave it because I do like the idea of, oh, there's they build it with the intent of being a sturdy piece there. Let me go into low, no, into paint. Wallpapers, no, wood grains. I'm selecting the same one. If I actually go to special and I pick the pipette, there we go. Can just paint over like that. Make sure we get the inner wall as well. Can reach it. Yellow. There it goes. Good. Good. And then let's see if we can do something like they did up here. Which would mean that we have to go back in here, go to roof, type in roof rather. And then we have these pieces that they worked with. So you can see it's just an inverted corner. And then we move it up here, place it like that. That's one. And then you can save that. Take the same one. I will modify style. Pretty sure if you click on these, you can actually, yeah, see now it becomes a different type of texture as well. So there's multiple ways to get to the result of modifying the roof pieces. I'm just gonna leave it as this there. We're gonna pick up another one, a new one from there, and then we're gonna rotate this. So we want to make sure that one piece is connecting with the roof and the other one is, so we need this corner and that corner, which is the piece that I have, and now we just hover around a bit till we see where it's going to connect in some way or form to the existing roof piece. Click it and then it will automatically transform the roof for you there. So good. And that's basically all that there is. Now for to fill up this corner piece, I think I've built a bit too small, but let's just check if we can do it with a slab. No, we can do it maybe with a triangle. Yes. So we'll save that. Then we'll get another triangle. Rotate it. Click it in place. Save it. And then we could theoretically paint that. Which I'm going to do. And again, don't forget to paint the inside of it, which can be a bit tricky, but if you zoom in close enough, you can reach spaces that normally look inaccessible. I see that I built this out more than I did with the other piece, so I took the wrong angle on this one. Actually, I believe it's this angle that's wrong. So it's this roof piece. Make sure that I Select nothing first, and then select the roof piece, dismantle it, and then we'll get in the correct roof piece. Just up in here, just go with roof. Get a little piece, and then you can see it's connecting up there. Click it in place, and there you go. Now you have your roof looking like it needs to, looking like its bigger version up here. And again, you can go very fancy with this, I'm sure. I would also love to see like where you get um basically like the triangle shape for the roof where you want to connect just one tile over. Um Actually I'm going to get a bit fancy with this, a bit more fancy. I'm going to take out this part of my roof. Cause I do want a bit of an overhang. Now to create that, I'm simply just going to go over everything that I had already, which is this piece, and then just extend it by one. There might be a simpler way of doing this, uh, but it's fine. It's fine because I'm saying it's fine and it's my build. Let's extend it over this way. There we go. Then we um hmm, that's gonna be a bit tricky, isn't it? No, it's fine. It's doing what it should do. Uh get out that existing bit. I could have made this look better. Yes, I could. Wait, hold on. I'm first gonna come back in here and finish the roof. So we'll save that, and then again with this, turn that around like so. We need another part in here, just like that. And now in theory I could just take these corners and connect the top of the roof a bit better with it as well. It will take some finicking around if you want to snap the pieces into place. Else, if you're fine with just, calling it on your eyesight, you can always fine tune it yourself. I like to fiddle around until I get that snapping point where it makes the model look good. Just like that. There we go. And then I might even get a bit more fancy on this side. There we go. We'll save that and then take that piece. I'm out of wood to build, so it's actually just quite enough of a structure that I made anymore, and I wouldn't have materials to work with. Again, going back into our other options, either we completely go out of building with escaping, or we just deleted the roof. In this case, I just went all the way back. Now, see if we can make sense out of this, because yeah, this isn't matching anymore with the roofs. So the inner part is not matching anymore now. Okay, that's a thing that I didn't plan for accordingly. Uh, Basically, what it means is actually that the whole building can be extended a bit. So I can move this. Oh, can I move myself out of the way? No, cannot. That's fine. Let's move the stairs out of the way. Then we go into building. Oh, I didn't snap them in place. Overlapping parts with the workbench. That's fine. Go complete that. Then I want to take this trim out. That's fine. Okay, get that bit in. Then get a slice back our border. Complete it. Slide back in our stairs. There we go. And do I? Yes, I do want to grab all of these pieces and extend them as well. Because else it's gonna look a bit messy, and I don't want messy. Not for this build anyway. Let's see what else can we just slide over. I'm showing you that you can fine tune stuff, that it's fine, you won't be able to see it from, well, as long as you keep track of how far you're sliding things, you won't be able to tell. I'm gonna cancel out of this if I can, because I moved that and I didn't want to. Wanted to select this piece and slide that over into the wall. Can slide it a bit back because I didn't paint this side. I can actually see how far I need to push it in and back. Yeah, and we don't have. See a little bit of speckles of gray in there, which indicates that it's basically as flat as I can get it. With the other piece, so that's good. Oh, except if you go out of it and you don't complete it, what you just did, and it goes and reverts back. It's the game that needs an update for that. That has nothing to do with me. And this wall can also be put back to where it's under the stones here. There we go. Good, complete that. Then take this and we'll drag this out. The alternative to this is just to destroy the entire wall and just rebuild it from scratch. I pushed it a bit too far in, I can tell, because it's not showing stones on the other side. Now it is. I'm not sure how much space I should give it, but should be fine. It's not going to be noticeable that much. Add in these stones as well. There we go. Boop. And now it just becomes a job of me having to put in another bit of wall and doing some paint work. Again, paint, go easily, special. You pick up what was already there and then you just extend the design of it. Same with here, I picked up another piece that would look better if you put it underneath there. Let's see. There we go. Good. And then I also need to extend the wooden beam here. So if I would to extend this, that's gonna cost me stone. So I'm gonna need a few more stones. So again, if you'll excuse me, I'll be getting those right now. Just making sure that I have enough stones for our entire project, which I should have done before, but it's fine. Go into building. Then I'll pick the wall bit. Place it down and then... Well, see, the issue is I'm having troubles getting this piece further. So let me do the alternative that I told you before, which was going to be extending this wall out one. Doesn't let me, why not? Overlapping construction parts. Okay, so I will add the allow overlap. There we go. Basically fixes it for us. Same with this one. I'll get rid of that. Then I don't have to worry about the angles. We'll extend that one. That's good. And with balls, I can place in a new one. Extend that up. Place in a new wall. Extend it up. Oh. I'll just... Yeah, see, that's not connecting right, so I'm just going to redo everything on that wall bit. There we go. Way better. Now I can fine tune this so that this comes over the wall on both sides. There we go. It should be the same on that side. It's nice. It's what I wanted it to look like. It's just for aesthetics, that brim. Uh, let's create the same one. I don't think we have the special tools for the building pieces, but like I said, we can always just click, drag, and extend what we have already, which I'm going to make use of in this case. It's good. There we go. And extend this beam here. Extend that one. Same on this side. There we go. Good. So now I can do the final painting round. Well, final painting round for my build, depending on how you are building this. This might look very different for you than it is for me. Then we go in here and we just click the wood onto the block. There we go. One more. Can reach it. There we go. Nice. The bottom was already painted. I'm just doing a quick glance over. For some reason, I decided not to play nicely there with the texture, so I'm just going to see if I can get the same. Yeah, okay. Looks better. There we go. Okay, now I can come in here and paint this roof a bit more. So let's pick a wood grain. Make sure that I'm painting everything with it. Oh, I don't see where I'm painting now. Apparently, all of the paint went on the outside. And again, I'm just making sure that it doesn't look glitched or something. I'm trying to keep a nice flow within it. Because, yeah, see, that would look like it's not good. If you hover over it with the correct angle, it shows up a bit better. So it's something that detailers might want to be wary about. That nobody comes in your house and says, but the wood doesn't look good. make it look good. Just put in a little bit of extra effort and you'll be fine. Um, but yeah, now I added this outside bit a bit better, and I noticed that this was not. This wood bit can be a bit more centered. Then I will give it that the camera angles can be tricky to get. Again, I'm a bit used to the three-dimensional creation space, so it does make a bit more sense for me as to how I'm angling my camera and stuff like that. If this is your first time ever encountering it, I recommend you come in here, and then if you encounter stuff like this, you just try to get it right, try to get onto the angle of the piece, and then just delete them out. Or get rid of your more of your building if you actually would need it, but just make sure that you go in with the least amount of work needed. I see I was able to grab it through there. If I was not, I would have deleted that part too. Um, you can come back in, back into building, get the right corners where you wanted it, and then like snubbled them in so that you know that it's setting where it needs to sit on the block. And then you can repaint it again, which I'm gonna do first now because this part is open, so it's easier to reach in for me. Um, might as well paint that bit. I know it's not visible and I can't reach it from this side, but at least when I break this part down again, I will know that, oh yeah, I did that. um, building. You go into roofs again. Oh, doesn't work. The menu doesn't work because normally what should happen is that you click uh within the roofs and you click on that and you get that other menu that we have when we have to type in roof here. So it's a way, the way to do it now. It's unfortunately a workaround to get to our roof pieces. Oh, I'm gonna exit out of that. Put it in correctly like so. And there we have it. Save that, and then I'll need to, unfortunately, go back inside again to paint everything. But it's fine. I'll take that. There we go. Should be just a couple of pieces that we need to repaint. Uh, that way is looking better. It's looking a bit funky up here. I don't know if I think I accidentally rotated the paint on some of these. Yeah, there we go. It's all fixed now, in my opinion. And if I want to, let's make that officially part of the roof as well. I think I went the flat way, did I? Yeah, okay, good. But there you go. It's how you build. Now I'm going to just get in a pillar or two here to make it look more supported. If you are fiddling with that, you might want to try to get it from the ground. And I'm gonna extend this from the ground out. Save it and then fine tune it. Make it so that the entire thing sits in the roof. Go, and then we can also angle it a bit more left and right. I don't want it flat into the corner. I might wanna try and look from the above position like this, because we can still drag the arrows. Maybe right there. That's good. And I'll just take this, copy it, paste it down there. It does kept the dimensions of uh, x, y, and z coordinates, which are these coordinates, by the way. And then I can just simply drag it over and make sure that it's now within this corner. And again, this is very fiddly. It's not, it didn't snap onto it, so I'm just making it myself. So fine tuning is basically what's letting you do that. And then now find a nice texture to give to those pillars. Which I'm not sure. Do I want wood or do I want bricks? Maybe I want like a bit of a brick texture at the bottom. Let's try and see how that will work. Just like that. And then we can come in with a wood grain maybe. Doesn't look too bad. I'm just curious, is there a way to get this pillar like expanded a bit more? There we go. Makes it look tons better, doesn't it? Now let me demolish that one. Got rid of the working bench. Whoops. Let me drag that up to get a bit more stone back. There we go. And then I'll get that one and that one. Back into paint. Just trying to see if any texture will be better. Right there makes a lot more sense to me, at least. There we go, and then you can go all ways of fancy with even adding another support from the beam to the roof. Maybe if I wait, hold on, insufficient materials, so that's why I cannot select it. But yeah, you can get fancy with it. I'm sure you guys are smart seas enough to figure it out. Just bring out my work table again. By the way, if your building pieces go missing or anything goes missing, make sure to when you're in your building menu, you go back to your inventory tab and see if it has magically transferred over there. I'm not sure what it's causing it to do it, but that might be why you're not seeing stuff or why you think that stuff might be missing. Also, notice that when we move this around, you have the green box, then you have the red box. Red means it's not buildable at all. Green means that it's completely free to be built there. And if it turns blue or cyan, it's meaning that there's something close to it that might be overlapped with the object that you're building. I mean, in this case, it's because we are encroaching into the space of the pillar, but it's fine. I just need to make sure that like it doesn't come up like this, right? It will let me place it, but it's not gonna look any good there. So I might do it just outside of it. There we go, and then I might move it. Just twist it a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm going to clear that pillar. I just barely. But yeah, that's it. Hope that you learned a bit about the building mechanics for this game. If you have more questions, I'm happy to answer them as to my knowledge. So as long as I do know how to fix it, I will try and help you guys fully. Um, but yeah, let me just make sure that this is nice. Maybe up here would be nicer. I don't know. Is that nice? Does that look attached in any way, shape, or form? Kinda does. It's good. I'm gonna leave that there. Like that. Oh, no, 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 no. See, even I'm struggling with it, but I'm struggling with it, so you don't have to. There we go. And just lower it just a bit. Looks good. Click complete on that, and there you go. Nice. The same way we can do many decorations like that, but I think that one is just fine there. Let me see if I can place this up above the sewing table there. We can fine tune, we can make it just a bit more smaller. I think that I like that more. Place it up just a little bit more. There we go, complete. Go back out of it fully, and there we go. Our own, um, our own little happy building. Ah, we have tons more space in here to put more chests and more workbenches and whatnot in here. That's nice. I actually do really like how that turned out. But again, yeah. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, my loves.